Hi everyone, this is Lisa Haven, and I've got a very crucial report to share with you today, specifically in regards to our freedoms and how they're being shoved out the door. Now, we all knew with what happened in Orlando, Florida, the shooting where 49 people were killed, not including the shooter himself, as well as many others injured. Well, we all knew that the government would seize that opportunity to not only grab our guns, but very likely pass more laws. Well, this is exactly what they have done in New York, where they have now made it the nation's first, quote, terrorist registry. Yes, this is very similar to the sex offender list. However, obviously it's not with sex offenders, it's with suspected terrorists. While those who are pro this hideous freedom-stealing bill claim that it is only those convicted, it's not. It is not only those convicted, and I'm going to show you the verbiage on the bill. Now, there is a line to be drawn. Let me put it this way. Obviously, we want to know who the terrorists are, but at the same time, they want to do this under stealing and grabbing our freedoms. This is huge, and we cannot let this slip by. But in the verbiage itself, I'm going to show you the bill. It specifically says that those who are, and I'm quoting, on the terrorist screening center or the screening database, or if you're already on the quote watch list. What puts a person on the watch list? Well, nobody knows how they get on the no-fly list or on the all these main core lists that the government has, but nonetheless they have these watch lists. Well, if you're on this watch list, then you need to get your information publicized out there for all to see. Fingerprints, DNA, and the whole 9 yards. At least that's what New York is pushing. Let's delve into that bill. All right, so here's the first report that I want to show you on the libertarianrepublic.com, and then I'm going to delve into the bill. But I wanted to show you this because I love the way they wrote it. But New York passes nightmarish terrorist registry. You will not believe how Orwellian it is, and that is what it is. Notice the date here. This is very recent. Now, I'll leave this here for you to come back and check it out. But let's just go straight to the source here so you can see it for yourself. Now, this has passed. This is disturbing. And while proponents of the bill continue to claim, oh, it's just those convicted, well, that's just not the case. And I'm going to prove it to you here. But this was co-sponsored by Kathy Young, and many others signed into it as well. But it was introduced by Tom Croce, Senator Tom Croce. But I want you first to notice the date that this was all put together, and now it is now official. But this is for the state of New York. Now, one thing that they're going to require is, and excuse my typing here, but fingerprints. Those who they want to put on this list, it does include those who have been convicted of terrorists. That is a fact, but that's not all it includes. But first, let me show you this, and then I'm going to show you the other section here. But definitely, it wants to take fingerprints. Let's go scroll through some of these fingerprints. A complete set of fingerprints of the terrorists taken by the law enforcement agency having the jurisdiction. Not only that, but the second part here, a DNA sample. They want not only your fingerprints, they take it one step further and say, okay, now we're also going to gather the DNA. Wow, they don't even really do that. You know, you get booked, you know, for something, police, they're not going to take your DNA, but they will take your fingerprints. So fingerprints is written all over this, not only fingerprints, but also a photograph. They will take the photograph of the, quote, terrorists, fingerprints, and put it publicly for all to see, because that is what it's similar to the sex registry list. And here's the DNA. This is all throughout DNA. This is over 29 times in this entire report, as you can see here. Now to the section D and E here on page 4. These are the ones
that specifically say not only is it going to include those convicted, where it says that here, those are who are convicted of an act of terrorism, but it also says those listed by the FBI Terrorist Screening Center on the terrorist screening database. In other words, just if you've been screened by the FBI, no evidence against you, you can be put on this list and your personal information out there for everyone to see. This is huge. Also, E, those identified by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security or the Department of State or the Department of Justice, Department of Defense, any of the armed services, the CIA, the Office of yada, 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 all these different agencies within the U.S., and who is a member of a designated terrorist organization pursuant to Section 1189 of Title 8 of the U.S. Code. So these two sections basically say in a nutshell, if you are considered to be a terrorist without any conviction, well, then you've just made it to the New York list, and this bill has passed. Huge warning flags going up.
So there you have it. You can simply be put on a list just for being suspected, as the bill states, or being put through screening, or because the FBI, CIA, Department of Justice have you on their list. Now, what they really need to do is remove that verbiage from the bill, but I don't see any senator doing that at this time. Lots of red flags going up with me there, and lots of freedom stealing happening at this very moment with this bill in New York there. And I have a feeling this could be something that goes viral from state to state to state to state, until all of a sudden everybody on this national registry, if you're on that list, be you no crime or foul that you have done, well, then you will not be allowed to own any guns. Mark my words, that is coming our way. Now, I want to encourage you, if you are not ready and prepared, to please do so. Get prepared with food. Have a bug out location. If you're in the big city, have somewhere to go, but have food storage on hand. Water, all of that stuff is great and a must need. Water is the most important at food, but I personally use foodforliberty.com/Haven. This is a packet here. This one is the sweet habanero chili. Tastes great. I've had it. I personally buy it and use it. That's foodforliberty.com/Haven. Also, getthetea.com, my other sponsor. Don't forget that he at Get the Tea, not Food for Liberty, but Get the Tea, is doing a really cool promotion this entire month. Only a couple days left on that, where so many people get their order free. They're selected randomly. If you call in, mention my name, Lisa Haven, order something, you do have a chance at getting that free. Not everyone does, but so many people who call in get to take advantage of that opportunity. So it's again selected randomly. But I personally like the olive leaf extract myself. Got lots of great benefits, including helping with blood pressure as well as energy. But tastes great as well. Doesn't have any sour taste, but one of my favorite products there. So check that out, the olive leaf extract there. Anyhow, they helped fund what I do here on YouTube. And so don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thanks again for tuning in. This is Lisa Haven signing off.